Hi everyone, Miss Zoe here at the library. For this Makers Meeting project, I thought we could focus on Mother's Day. Mother's Day is tomorrow, Sunday, May 10th, and because we can't really go outside right now and buy our moms, grandmas, aunts, or sisters some really cool fancy gift, we have to come up with a new way to show them how much we appreciate them. So, this week we will be experimenting with stained glass, crafty stained glass. The first project will be using coffee filters, and the second project will be using wax and tissue paper. As always, don't forget to send us pictures of your projects. You can email us at ekpublib@comcast.net, or if you post on social media, use the hashtag MakersMeetingEKPL. And that's it. We'll see you next week. Our first craft is going to be a stained glass using coffee filters. The materials you'll need for this craft are simple. You'll need washable markers, coffee filters, and water. I have mine in a spray bottle, but you'll just need to get the filter wet any way you can. Our first step to this coffee filter project is coloring. Decorate the coffee filter any way you like. Just be aware that if you draw serious shapes, they won't fully stay intact. So, here, I decorated my coffee filter with lots of lines, circles, and dots. Once your filter is decorated, find something to put under your coffee filter. When you get it wet, the marker bleeds through onto the table below, so be careful. Once you've added enough water to get it to where you want it, leave your filter to dry. Once it's dry, then you can get creative. You could leave it whole or cut it up like a snowflake, which is how I'm folding it here. You could even cut out little shapes and glue them to a card. And here's my final project. Now let's move on to the next one. So with this stained glass project, I'll be showing you two ways you can do it. A window of stained glass or a sheet that you can do what you want with. The materials you'll need are wax paper, tissue paper, scissors, a paintbrush, some tape, and glue. I use Mod Podge, but Elmer's would work just fine. The first step is to prep your tissue paper. Cut it up into many random shapes. Take your wax paper and tape down the corners. Next comes the tissue paper. I recommend doing this step in sections because the glue dries fairly quick. Paint on some glue and then take your cut tissue paper and place it on top of the glue. Keep going until the whole thing is covered. Once you've covered all of your tissue paper, put one more layer of glue on top to keep everything together and place it to the side to dry. For the other option, take some darker paper and cut into strips about 1/2 inch wide. Following the same steps as the previous, paint the glue followed by the paper. Make your frame first. Once you have your frame completed, fill in with tissue paper. As soon as your creations are dry, you can peel off the wax paper. This is a bit tricky, so be very careful. Clean up the edges using a pair of scissors. Now your window is complete. But what can you do with the sheet? Just like with the coffee filter, I cut my sheet of stained glass into a bunch of different sized hearts so I could decorate my windows and the card I made for my mom.